Bro, what am I doing, bro? Morning. What do you guys do? How are you guys today, bro? Let's go. Let's see what week we got going on.
Present, or is that not
Sorry.
present? And if it's not present,
I have a video. Sorry. Let me remove all this bullshit. Let me open. Should be fine, no? Let's see what we got going. Ooh, interesting case. Let's see. Let me join my broker real quick because I don't have it open and we need it in case we have any single trades. 1 second. 986. Oops. Should be fine. Okay. Trading terminals. Okay, now it's open. So we chilling. Let me open my stream real quick. Okay, so let's make our analysis for today. Let's see if we have any opportunities. Let's also check the economical calendar because I haven't checked it okay, today's low impact. We're chilling. Tomorrow is low volatility, relatively okay. Not this week we actually have a good week to be trading. We have read kind of bloody London is how I call this, but it's a good week. Yeah, it's a good week. This week is very good, so we're not really gonna be that much worried about news this week. Let's open up Notion and make our analysis for today. Let's see if we have any opportunity. I'm kind of excited, bro. I'm always excited to be trading. Since I've been transitioning into a scalper, I've been very excited to be trading, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. So Monday, let's see. Let's start with DXY. Ooh, interesting. A bit weird, but I would say we're hunting this. We also have this order block, which is interesting to say the very least. The thing is, I would still consider us reaching towards these lows. We're just kind of getting a temporary reaction of the consolidation, but let's see. Yeah, we have a very strong sign here. Ooh, this is a very strong high time frame here on DXY on reaching lower though. We have 4-hour gap to 4-hour inverse. This is extremely strong on reaching lower. I wouldn't really anticipate this. I think we're drawn towards this. This would be my higher time frame draw, that very discount PD array. So this is very strong higher time frame. This is how I used to trade intraday. When I see something like this is where I'm taking intraday trades. So come on, Notion photos gourmet. Very strong, very strong higher time, very strong higher time frame here for our gap to 4-hour inverse. Easy reach, bro. Okay, easy reach lower. The thing is, the 4 hours kind of mitigated here, so we're gonna pay attention on how we actually behave. Do we take this high? I would prefer seeing this high taken, but we can also react here. So this is gonna be a very discretion based decision. Discretion required here to determine whether we leave lower off the gap with no raid or we take the high. So yeah, but we're pretty much easy on reaching lower. Look at this target. We have a really nice target. That's gonna be one of those cases. Yeah, this already looks like a very good raid Asia here on sweeping the highs. We do have this 50-minute VG here that should support price higher. In theory, this is what we wait for to get inverse for us to this is pretty interesting bullish price action, but it's very retractive. We see how Asia opened, retested new week opening gap here, hold it, retested it again, and then potentially printing higher. We have even these internal equal lows here, so this is already very good on being bearish here. I do really like how we're looking. I do like this order block here, so we should be really chilling, but we have to be slightly careful at this 50-minute VG right there. So DXY, we're very bearish, meaning for our euro we're gonna be bullish, which kind of looks like it, but we do have this relative range high that can be strong. But look at this, we have a lot of buy side liquidity on this right here, so we have a lot of buy side. Let's see hourly, let's see 4-hour. Well, euro is not as clear, definitely not as clear as DXY, right? Not as clear. We don't have any 4-hour gaps. Price is pretty balanced, so here we actually have this here, but yeah, euro does look like it's more prone to be bearish compared to DXY. We lack a lot of bullish momentum. we have a higher chance of reaching lower and reacting rather than going towards buy side. So that's just straight off the bat. Already looks pretty bearish here. We're gonna pay attention to this low. We're gonna pay attention to Asian lows. We do have this inversion here, but these are very kind of low probability POIs in a sense. Yeah, this probably overlaps with the POI that we chose here. Yeah, so we have this where I would like to look at buys from around equilibrium. We sweep Asian lows, but we're gonna see how we react. Euro is a bit weird. Yes, I agree on that. I'm talking to myself, but yeah, I do agree. We do have this internal buy side. We have a lot of buy side, that's clear, but in terms of POI, we might react to Asian lows here because of the consolidation, or we might reach lower. So GU is actually weaker than Euro, and AU is the weakest. So if you want to look at buys, apparently Euro is the strongest, GU is the second weakest, right? I think this was an hourly. Yes, we cannot form that lower high, so this is pretty strong signs that we're gonna reach lower at this point, right? Because we printed this important structure here, which is the lower high. Hourly AVG, this area is above a high here. I didn't even know this. But yeah, we're looking pretty bearish here. 4 hour, we do have this though, so we have to wait for this to get invalidated here, because it might still hold price action. But if we inverse, it's pretty clear that we're gonna go lower. Overall, we are kinda in the start of printing bearish price action here on GU. So we are at the start of printing bearish price action here, but we need to see this inverse, or if we hold, we go higher and reject sellers. This 4 hour becomes really important, so we want to see this get inverse for us to take lower prices, pretty much, right? This is the same thing on hourly. Yeah, we gotta see this get inverse. This is a bit more bearish even on the rate on liquidity here. We look a bit more bearish, so if we support one of these legs to break lower, and on the retest we can look to trade. So yeah, this is a decent setup. We're gonna watch for it, but we can, this would be probably a retracement idea here of the sweep of these lows, but we gotta be careful. We need to see how we depend here. If we inverse and if we start printing bullish, pretty much means we're gonna hold that and we're gonna reach for the high, but otherwise we're pretty much clear on being bearish. AU is clearly the weakest. Let's remove some of these drawings. There are too much drawings, which makes price kind of hard to read. We do have this 4 hour inverse, which I like. This is what I had marked. We had this massive buy side liquidity rate here, so we're very clear. Again, here we're very clear. If we want to short, we're definitely going to short. We're definitely going to be shorting AU here. We have these equal lows here on the higher time frame, so we're kind of setting a narrative, narrative. Well, we are the weakest here on AU. Really strong higher time frame when reaching lower. Area plus rate on liquidity plus 4 hour inverse plus strong liquidity, so really strong on being bearish, really strong. We want to kind of want to see this hourly gap print. We rate, yeah, this is very bearish here, very bearish. We look like this is going to be the point where we initiate lower, right? Very bearish. We actually also form this breaker, so I'm not even going to write anything, but we need to see some sort of confluence. Our only POI is here, so in theory we can already look at shorts if you retrace towards that. We have this, but this is very voided. We can also look at a potential retracement trade here. We swap this, we tap this, we look to come here. But yeah, AU, we definitely want to look for shorts. Gold is extremely bullish here, so what it will happen most likely is London will retrace towards this POI. If we don't, not really going to be looking at really any trades. Maybe there can be a retracement trade here actually of this 50-minute inversion. We can look to retrace towards that. I really anticipate, yeah, we have this internal. This can be a decent retracement trade. I would definitely expect London to retrace today on gold. So we have pretty good opportunities today actually. we have pretty good opportunities. Nasdaq, we're not gonna watch Nasdaq for now, of course, in London. So on gold, I would be down. Yeah, we're very bullish on this trade on liquidity and how Asia broke, but I'm really confident that we're gonna retrace towards this. We took buy side and we flipped an inverse. We formed an inverse, so this can be a very good retracement trade to anticipate London coming here and then New York continue towards buy side. So yeah, this is a good retracement trade. AUD/USD is definitely gonna be bearish, is the weakest. So we want to short AUD/USD if you get an opportunity, of course. GU is somewhere in the middle. Euro is the strongest. So if you want to buy, we want to buy Euro. If you want to short, we're gonna short AUD/USD. And on gold, we have a potential retracement trade. So these are kind of the opportunities for today. We kind of have almost on any pairs. GU is in a very pivotal spot, right? Because it has potential to become a lower high, but unless this 4-hour gap here gets inversed, that's not confirmed, right? Because if we don't inverse it, we can just as easily hold and build bullish structure from here and continue towards the high. So this is gonna become our key here. So what do I mean by that? If we inverse it, this is enough confluence for me that this is the lower high and we're reaching lower into sell side. That's gonna be my idea. If we respect it, how do I know that we're gonna respect this? Is by inversing or printing a 50-minute gap or something like that, and can anticipate bullish prices. But probably a bit more, I prefer a bit more seeing this targeting these equal lows here on the inversion. But we're gonna see by the signs of it, like how we look at GU, considering this is an hourly or a 4-hour POI. We retested this mitigation, also sweep Asian highs here. We have very little reason to be printing higher, right? On Euro, if we see we have equal highs on Asian high, and we have these equal highs here, so we have a lot of reason to print higher, while on GU we really don't. These are very bearish signs here. See how's this small difference in price, basically in what Asia did. It's a very small difference, but it makes like a huge difference in bias and what's more likely to happen. We're gonna see this can be also decent retracement trade up, but I would still prefer buys on Euro. So yeah, this can also be a decent retracement trade, but it's very unlikely that we don't want to really be playing retracements here. The most quality retracement is going to be here on gold. We have these really nice equal highs here to be getting swept, so this is an idea like straight off the bat. It's kind of unlikely for us to print bullish straight out of London. Sometimes it happens, but I'm still really confident in reaching overall this area, this Asian lows. But yeah, in the future we're definitely switching bullish off this towards this becoming my drone liquidity for gold, at least early weeks in this consolidation. But we're gonna see. I do like this internal liquidity. We have a nice sweep, and then we can look. This is gonna be our first target, and this is gonna be our second target. This internal equal lows here, and this big ass gap that we have. So already placed an alert. This is the setup that has potential right now for us to be trading. Euro, we need to see some structure. Like we definitely need to see some structure here before trading. And the same on gold, same on AU. We need to retrace. If we retrace towards here, I'm down. But yeah, the only two opportunities right now, Euro and GU, need to print more price action. So GU again, if we inverse, I'm down. Euro, I would prefer us to sweep these lows and again give some bullish structure for me to look to target these highs. So that's kind of my idea. They're pretty good pairs today, and also the week is really good. I'm gonna go over the economical calendar again. Today's low, in theory it's low probability because we don't have a lot of news, but that's okay actually for us because we're scalping. We only need 10 pips for our trade. Tomorrow the same, we don't really have news, we have low impact. Wednesday we have GBP CPI, so that's all not really major. It's gonna be 9 a.m, so this is actually really good for us. We can trade around this. We have this at 9, but I really like New York PM session, so we don't really care about that much. I don't trade PM session. Only Thursday we have a bit of news. This is the bloody London. We have a bit of news around London, but nothing really to be worried about. These are nice news to trade around. So again, we have a really good week in terms of economical calendar. Also, what the fuck is this? Jackson Hole? What is Jackson Hole, bruh? But yeah, I don't know what Jackson Hole is. Okay, we're just gonna ignore that it's called like that. But yeah, this looks like a pretty decent inverse to hold lower at least, and to soul side. What we're gonna see, same with GU. We did sweep all this internal, so we might see some retracement, but I don't know if I want to be trading around that. I prefer trading around gold here, but I would also prefer seeing this buy sell equity sweep here. Sometimes it happens, sometimes gold just leaves without giving a shit, so it does depend. But if we do, this is gonna be even to only target this low, it's already decent enough. Like we can get a very decent setup already, like straight off the bat. If we just come, we can already get a 3.5. Even if we live runners towards this, is gonna be massive, like 7R. That's why retracements are powerful in scalping, because we don't need a lot to win, right? With 10 pips we can get 2 to 3R. That's why it's so powerful. We're gonna see what it do here. I mean, AU does look like a retractive, like a pretty easy retractive trade, but I'm not sure if I like the fact, and we didn't really tap that. POI, we can definitely go higher, but I would prefer seeing the sweep lower and then looking for this retracement trade, so we have AUD and gold on potential retraces. But here it's risky because this is a very big red flag for us to be trying to buy here. And again, I would prefer seeing this 50-minute get tapped. If we don't, it's still risky for me to be buying here. Decent break, I would sell. This is a decent break right here. Nice inversion. Can be a trade, but too risky. Too risky to just get swept on price coming here and then continuing higher to actually retrace. So yeah, we don't really want to be doing this. I'm down to do a demo though. For a demo, I'm down. As usual, I'm always trading demos when I don't want to trade. I mean, a trade is not good enough for my idea. So yeah, I think we should have been tapped here, but I placed it, I think, too late. So we're gonna probably do a market. Kinda bad spread as usual, bro. Fuck this shit, bro. Spread on demos? Are you serious? Are you serious? But it's way likely for us to sweep this low, right? If we don't, that's all good. We ain't looking to be taking risky trades. We looking to trade. Ooh, Euro's pretty bearish here. I did like that, but I think we're gonna reach towards this inversion, this consolidation, my bad, and from here potentially retrace. Sadly we cannot really be trading on this buys here unless we see some bullish confirmation, because POI is already mitigated and we don't have internal, so we cannot take this buy higher. Even though we have this buy sell liquidity, we need some like structure. We need some structure on this. I see gold is almost reaching our area, so that's good. We do have this bullish gap, which will serve as a decent confluence on taking price lower. But again, I do want to see this high getting swept. I think last time, I think Friday, gold left like this would also be the highs because they already mitigated them. But I still think it's gonna come. Okay, how the fuck? We're gonna G. What do you do? Let me check if everything is proper. Okay, everything is proper. G was still stagnating, so it's gonna be a really pivotal spot. If we break higher, we're most likely gonna go higher long term. I mean long term for the session. If we break lower and this overall consolidation holds price lower, we have a really nice trade here. But other than that, yeah. Okay, gold reach our area. AU is looking like it's reacting, but again, for me, it's too likely to sweep these lows because we haven't reached my POI. So we're gonna watch gold here on a really good potential retracement trade towards this. But yeah, in cases like this where Asia's this strong, especially confirming with this inverse, I really think we're really likely reaching lower towards this big ass gap and then continuing bullish for the flow for the rest of New York, basically. So let's see if we get this idea here. Now we have this inversion, so yeah, we need a break. Our idea gets significantly smaller, but it's all good. We rated this high, so from now on we're just waiting to see if we get some version 10 on yeah, if we get some version 10 to confirm that we're gonna hold this POI. That's what I'm waiting for here. The idea is already valid. It's already a strong signal, so that's what I'm waiting. What we might react off is this consolidation, but We're gonna see if we have. If we support higher prices, of course, we're not gonna be trading this. Euro's actually way weaker lower time frame. Even though it's the strongest per higher time frame, it's weaker lower time frame than GU. Interesting. For now, we're looking bullish, but let's just be patient, right? Because it's only London Open. London Open usually has a judo swing, so that would be perfect to judo swing into liquidity, then choose the real direction lower. But we gotta be patient and see what price dictates. Yeah, we're pretty bullish for now, but for me, I saw this. We might be holding this higher, but I would still prefer looking at lower prices here. We might come to sweep this New York highs before reaching lower and retracing, so that can be an idea. We also have this pretty good supply here, pretty good supply on London, but yeah, we're gonna see. I would say this liquidity should stay intact for the main move, which I suspect is gonna be New York, but let's see what price be doing. Okay, AU is apparently kind of leaving, but yeah, it's very troll to be trading without your POI getting mitigated. It's just a very big gamble, and see, not even Asian lows got mitigated here, so this is actually a good sign for being bearish, because we have these equal lows intact. We have a POI that is unmitigated, ignoring this, right? We have a good idea here on reaching lower, but we need to wait for that. After we come here, we're easily looking to take lower prices on AU. And it also, in terms of strength, AU suits our idea because it's the weakest per higher time frame, and now overall higher time frame. Look how strong higher time frame is. We had a 4-hour inverse in premium prices. We rated liquidity, came into that inverse, then again inversion. Look at this, breakaway, inversion, equal lows. Like, we're very, very strong on being bearish on the next move on AUD/USD. Very strong higher time frame. So yeah, we don't really want to be buying like this. I would have bought as a retracement if we tap the POI, but like this, hell no. Hell no. Okay, we mitigated this very small FEG here, but it looks like we're kind of gonna break from here. That's kind of what I see. It looks like this candle are gonna be buyers getting rejected, and now we start breaking lower, but I might be wrong. I'm not saying I'm 100% right, but yeah. Let's see. Yeah, we have really strong liquidity rate on the highs here. Yeah, see, we're already rejecting buyers, but do I want to take trades off this inversion? Oh my, we already have like a 3R. I would say only this is realistically a cause of, oh, we have a 3-minute gap, so I would wait for this 3-minute gap to get inversed here for me to take any trades, meaning this order block right here. This would be my idea, at least main 1.6, which is definitely fine. 1.6 on first target, and a lot more on the second target, 4.2. So let's see if we break. That's a good start. Let me, where's my broker? Where's gold? Oh, we're already in gold. I want to see a bearish gap print. Sorry, the block is good. We might see a retest of it. So we're basically, our trigger for taking lower prices is compared to usual when we trade the 1 minute, and now I'm trading the 3 minute because the risk kind of lack influence. So we're looking at the 3 minute. I'm waiting for this gap to form right here, and I'm taking some trades. Boom. Let's see, because we're selling, my bad. Advanced options. So stop loss at the high here. Take profit is going to be here on these internal lows. But we need to see, like, for now we're rejecting the order block, so I want to see, actually I do want to see a bit of structure here, meaning we come to retest this order block, and from the order block we start breaking lower, because this is kind of bullish for now. It's kind of bullish. Yeah, let's see if this is very important on what we're gonna do next. If this order block holds, moves lower, we're pretty much clear on ongoing. But yeah, we want to wait and see. I want to see some movement. If we break this low, we might just come here and then form some sort of structure. My bad. Then form some sort of structure and then break, and then on the second break I'm more like looking. For now it's rejecting a lot, so for now I'm still looking bullish. Bullish. UJ on the beat, bitch. UJ? UJ. What am I tripping? Am I tripping? Ooh. Yeah, I like DAX. I ain't gonna lie. I like these pairs, but we cannot be trading. Yeah, this looks very bullish now. It's more chances of this turning into a breaker right now, or not a breaker, but yeah, a breaker. And doing this just by how we reacted. I already seen this pattern so many times that I just know what is more likely to happen. But the good part is now we have this as a market structure shift level, and we have this inverse this 1 minute here. So if you look at 3 minute, we're gonna see that it got respected. So yeah, this is bullish for now. Our idea looks like it's gonna get rejected, at least for now. So yeah, it is what it is. We ain't really worrying about that, chief. We ain't really worried. If we would have had this, would have been a pretty decent retracement trade if we wouldn't had these big ass gap here. But like this, hell nah, bruh. Hell nah, bruh. Let's see. Yeah, this looks like bullish case scenario. I'm gonna demo it just for funsies, but this looks bullish now, and it looks like we're more likely to be reaching higher, I would say. But yeah, for the demo it was fine. Just waiting on the candle close. I mean, I don't even need to wait on the candle close. It's a demo. So this is my personal idea. This is gonna be a demo. Okay, so AU, this worked. This demo trade worked, but again, good retracement trade. But the only reason I wouldn't take it is because of us not sweeping this low. So still very down on reaching lower here. Very down on reaching lower towards this POI. I wouldn't really be scared about it because we have Asian lows here. And though Asian lows don't look that significant, let's see. Yeah, let's see if this 50-minute PI ends up holding. We have this really good and potential inversion here. If we inverse, very good. We're looking a bit bullish right now. Also, Euro is inversing that 50-minute gap, so this can be good for us to take buys towards this equal high. So yeah, and pretty much gold is looking bullish at this point, right? It was very clear that we're rejecting the idea once here with this little price action. But yeah, on Euro, what I see here is most likely we're gonna get a retracement and then start breaking. But for us to be trading this, we definitely need to be waiting on more price. Jew looks bearish, but I want to see bearish cases here on AU. It's actually a very strong pair for me. Again, I do really like it's the weakest pair. We have a really strong buy sell liquidity rate. We have really strong higher time frame. So this, even in an intraday perspective, this is a very good trade on reaching lower. So now if we inverse this, straight up taking it, no hesitation, straight up taking it, and easy fucking money. And yeah, that's it. So gold got rejected our idea, which is all good though. We don't need to be trading every single idea. But here I'm gonna hella take this shit. If we inverse, hella take it. Boom. Take profit, I don't know yet. I'm not gonna set it yet because intraday we don't have that strong. We have higher time frame, but yeah, we're probably gonna risk like $3 to $4 on this if we break, because it's a very strong higher time frame. So actually I'm down to risk a lot on this trade because for me higher time frame extremely fucking strong here. These look like low resistance here, and midnight open delivery usually look very low resistance. So let's see if we inverse or we don't. It's very important. I like that price action is balanced here. We don't have strong POI, so now this is a really strong influence for us. We have lower time frame liquidity getting taken. This is just textbook for me to take this short. I'm gonna change this POI to gray because it looks too strong on being let's delete this as well. And yeah, this is a very clean idea on reaching lower, but we need to see the inversion. Now we look like we're reacting a bit. It doesn't mean that we're invalidating the trade. It might mean that we're doing this and then inversing. So yeah, gold here looks very bullish. We kind of flipped the switch on being bullish, which is all good though, but I don't want to be trading buys here. So we're waiting on this AU. Very, very clean for London. I really see London dwelling into these equal lows very, very, very easily. It's a very highly confident train, so we can actually risk a lot on this because it's a brain that's set up right. It's very simple, especially with higher time frame backing us so strong. Yeah, we should not be hesitant. The only kind of iffy thing is we might come here, we might come deeper, but overall, look at higher time frame draw liquidity. We pretty much have everything we need, bruh. Everything we need. It's a big ass gap here, which is, yeah, this is just gonna be an easy fucking trade. So yeah, this already looks like a very good inversion, but we need to see it get completed, and we have a pre-harvest trade on our hands. Yeah, that's gotta be checked in for now. Let's see how in terms of R, it's probably like a 2R. Yeah, easy 2R here, easy 2R, but we can leave it run because this is very voided. The only area I would pay attention to is these. So yeah, let's see. Oh, never mind. So let's wait and see if A breaks. I would want to see, probably better to see the lower high probably here form and then break. So I do want to see some impulse around this. Where's my rectangle? Gold definitely rejected our idea, but it's all good. Euro, let's see if we carry on bullish and we break, but that would mean so we either have Euro or we either have GU, depending on what we carry on. But this is a very bullish reaction of equilibrium, so if we break higher, this can be good. We don't have much resistance here. I wouldn't be really care. We have this, but it's all price action. I would say we're easily gonna draw higher if we actually inverse this, but we gotta see. Good start here. I'm probably gonna do a limit though, as usual. We're gonna place it around here, but I do want to see the candle break just for spread. Stop loss, boom. We're gonna do pre-high risk on this trade. We're gonna do like $4, $4.50. Actually, we're gonna do, oops, we're gonna do $5, but we want to see it close below like strongly. This is not a strong close. I want to see another candle here. This would be an incomplete close for me. Now that I want to see the next candle close version. I'm placing my order, but I do want to see it close around this level, around the previous candle. Yeah, or we're gonna wait on the retracement and see how we behave, but this is a pre-bullish close for now. I want to see a stronger close here. I also have a 3-minute FVG, so yeah. Yeah, this is pretty bullish. It's again getting rejected, but on behavior, I'm probably gonna mark it here. If we respect and start dwelling lower again, I might mark it. Oh shit, yeah, this is pretty bullish. So let's see that lower high form, and then we break lower, and then we take our trade. See, this is why it's very important to have a proper entry pattern, and no matter if you want to take the trade, you need to be patient. This is an incomplete close, right? Why is it incomplete? Because even though it's not the biggest precision on us, yeah, showing clear bodies close above it, the close is just incomplete. I don't know how to explain it. It's just experience. In this case, I would have seen one more candle close a bit more strong, right? We just had too shallow of a close to consider a complete inversion, and we did lack a lot of momentum on reaching lower. So that's why I would call this an incomplete closure, right? That's why I waited for another candle here. If this candle closed how this week would have been, like lower here, I would have probably taken it, right? It's a different story. I don't know how to necessarily teach it or explain it, but yeah, we're looking pretty bullish here. We're looking pretty bullish, but the good sign is we have another very relevant POI. So even this gets inverse, we have add even more confluence to us taking shorts here. Let's see, Euro kind of looks like it's gonna fail, to be honest. It's gonna fail lower, so that's how it looks like to me, at least. So we can be confident, like this is a very strong idea for me, as I said. Asian lows are intact. This is very voided midnight price action, equal lows even here. This can be even a pre-high R trade because we have this very strong draw, right? That's why I'm pretty confident in this trade. It's a good sign, if especially if we start displacing now. That would be perfect. If we start displacing and closing below the same, in this case. Oh, I like how I like this. I like how the bodies are respecting this 1 minute and staying within the 1 minute bullish gap here. But see, we have another micro AVG here that is dependable. Makes a difference on whether if we hold this and leave above this, pretty much means we're gonna be bullish. But if we inverse both of these, that's gonna be a really strong sign. But for now, how the gap looked here, we're pretty bullish. So we might get rejected again, actually, but it's all good though. We ain't looking to be chasing trades. We're looking to trade how we want. So we're waiting for the right setups to come to us. That doesn't mean the idea is not valid, but for now we got rejected. But yeah, this is a very good example of why you need to wait for complete closes below the inverses here. Because this is not a complete close. Definitely needed to see the second candle close something like this. Then I would have taken. Also, if we look at the bearish leg, we see it was very slow. We didn't have any bearish gaps, which is usually a retracement sign or a sign that the move is not gonna hold, in a sense, right? We might have just came for this time. I'm still believing in my idea, so I'm still gonna hold it. If AU ends up going bullish, we're gonna have euro trading, right? But here we need to see this 50-minute gap get inverse for us to have clear buys, right? We cannot be trading. Actually, this is our inverse. What was I marking? This is our inverse, but yeah, we need to see these are not proper closes. These are very bearish closes here on right above the 50-minute AVG. So unless we see some sort of initiation and then see a retracement, I wouldn't trade euro. This is my idea here. This is what I'm waiting for. If we get it, we get it. If we don't, we don't. This is my idea. I need to see strength above these highs and then see a retrace with micro entry pattern, and then we can look to target this very nice highs. Even though I'm confident that we're gonna reach higher, we cannot really force an entry, right? That doesn't mean price cannot print bearish. So still waiting for my signs here that I want to see. A looks good here actually on breaking lower, but it does depend. Geo, we still need confluence. We cannot be trading this. We cannot be trading Geo. Is probably the lowest probability because it's in the middle in terms of strength. Euro is the strongest. AU is the weakest. Geo is in the middle. So Geo as a byproduct, is lower probability. Straight out of the bat. Let's see if we get this shit right there. I don't know. I'm brain dead sometimes, bro. Don't judge me. Yeah, also gold looking bullish. Our idea got rejected. We wanted to see some shorts, but it's all good. I'm not looking to chase price so far high, in a sense. Yeah, not really. Gonna be looking at, even though we might have some buys here of the retrace, and I really see us retracing towards this. So let me remove this shit. Let me make it gray, because again, it's kind of hard to see, but I really think we're gonna come here and hold higher. So I don't know if I want to trade it though. See, AU is giving us kind of what we want, but we need to see it follow through this 1 minute gap and through this 1 minute another 1 minute gap. So we need to see it follow through lower. I would say we're still likely to come because the sweep is too shallow, but we're gonna see. Here also Euro's inversing gold. This is our demo trade right there, but yeah, this is good start. Let's see AU here, because our idea is very strong on AU. This is what I really like. How we didn't take Asian lows here. It's very perfect for me. It's like a sign that price gives on what it's gonna do next. This is how usually I interpret these things, right? Ooh, this is a really good start. We're looking good now, right? We're looking very good. If we carry on, of course, we're looking really good. We need, yeah, I'm gonna risk higher on this because for me it's a very strong idea. Okay, on my broker, apparently we haven't rated these highs, but boom, stop loss comes above the high. we're gonna do, ooh, I like this displacement. Okay. We got rejected, but that was a good start though. It doesn't mean it's not gonna close like that, but if we reject again like this, it's pretty much clear that we're rejecting the idea overall. We have a good inversion here. So at this moment, I'm watching gold and AU. If gold breaks higher above this 1 minute inverse, it's very clear that we're gonna reach higher. So this can be again a trade off a 50-minute inverse that is not fully complete yet, but we keep rejecting the entry. I don't like that we rejected the entry. But look what we have, right? We have a lot of zones here that actually talk a lot. But what we have, I see, is this bearish POI. If this bearish POI ends up holding and breaking below these bullish FVGs, it's pretty much clear that we're reaching lower. Except that now with this rejection here, the entry is very iffy, right? Very iffy. So unless we get it like the next 2 candles close really strong below, I don't really like this. This displacement should have occurred here, and this candle shouldn't have really gotten rejected in a sense. But let's watch gold again. I'm flipping my bias here because we're looking like we're being bullish, but we have to be careful also. So this is a trade I'm gonna be careful at, but if we close above, it's pretty much clear that we're gonna go. We're just struggling really hard to be breaking lower here, which, yeah, on this candle here, definitely this is where we should have broken lower, but yeah, we're still rejecting, which is not great for idea. I wouldn't like trading here either, because even if we do, look at this, right, we have this big ass gap here that we should cover with our stop loss. Our idea gets turned into a 1 hour, so unless we actually come deeper and mitigate deeper, yeah, this is just too risky of an idea here on gold. And this is what I'm waiting on euro. For now, this is pre-bearish, how we rejected here, so we gotta see. But I started really rejecting, like, it's weird that we rejected our entry so many times. So many times we rejected the entry on AU. Or actually, if we flip bearish here on gold, I'm still down to take my souls. We might have just came deeper and complete that Judas swing. Taking price here, definitely risky until we see overall this area. So this is gonna be my idea on gold. I'm gonna let my drawings here just so I know what my plan is. It's gonna be my idea on gold, and yeah, pretty much it. We took a demo buy here, but by the looks of it, it's probably gonna get invalidated. I do like shorts too, more on gold. But at this point, I very likely I wouldn't take this trade, because the entry looks very fucking iffy. We struggled too much. Yeah, too much. I ain't taking this. It looks too weird at this point. If it would have broken on that doji candle, sure, I would have taken it. But like this, hell nah. Yeah, this is a good buy here on euro, but we need to see price print once again. So yeah, we need to see price print. AUDUSD sadly rejected our entry. Even if we break lower, I'm not gonna take this because it looks too weird at this point. Maybe if we come back into the 1 minute and then break hard again, I would consider really taking it. But like this, it's just a forced trade. This is the definition of a forced trade. If we see something like this, I might be down, meaning we form a nice 1 minute gap here around this inversion. I would consider this if we get this, but like if it breaks now without us retapping here, I wouldn't take it because it looks too forced. It looks too garbage to be taking this. And on gold, I need to see some structure. I definitely need to see some structure on taking that short. Euro again needs some structure, need to see us initiate lower. So we have like 3 setups basically, but they all need to print. It just looks too iffy. Definitely a forced trade. Even if it works, it doesn't fucking matter. On the long term, that's what I always think about. Being consistent in my decision making. In the long term, taking an entry like this Even if it works now, on the long term it will not work because it's too forced. It's too iffy. The move should have completed here. That's where I would have taken the trade. Like this, I'm not looking to force any single trades, bro. Force trades only get you further away from profitability, to be honest. But this can also be an idea here, but I would like to see some structure still on gold here. So yeah, I'm just looking to get what I want. If I don't get what I want, I'm not trading. That's kind of how I'm approaching trading right now. Here I want to see an initiation, then see a retracement, then yeah. So these are kind of the only ways I'm looking here. This is an iffy break. I don't like this. This is the definition of a forced entry. This right here, definition of a forced entry. Even though we inversed, yeah, oh my god, we inversed is valid, bro. Look at this wicks right here. We clearly just keep rejecting bullish. So even if it works, it's a lower probability. That's kind of the same idea I think we had. I don't exactly remember. I think I deleted the drawing, but I'm not sure where we had something like this. Oh, here we had a very similar break, right? We had this inversion. This is what I was looking. This was my idea, something like this. But look at the break, bro. Like this break, this inversion, this is very iffy. This is a forced trade. Look how we rejected many times. Even if it worked now on the long term, it's not gonna work. It's just too garbage of a break. When we take entries, we want to see momentum. We don't want to be trading like this, right? We don't want to be taking garbage entries because these on the long term just fail more often than work. So don't get tricked by market randomness. Seeing now a shitty entry pattern working, then you're like, oh my god, I should have taken this. I need to take these stupid entries. I need to take these entries even when price is not so clean. Nah, that's not true. You always gotta look at the long term. Don't get tricked by the market randomness. If a shitty entry or a shitty setup works right now, it doesn't mean it's gonna work on the long term. So yeah, that's kind of what I did in the past, which was a mistake for me. I used to see some shitty entry like this work, and then I would say, oh my god, I should have taken this. I should take entries like this. Then the next 3-4 times that I would take entries like this, they would just fail over and over again. So it's just very low probability. This entry of working has a 20% chance of working. If it works right now, it doesn't mean it's gonna work on the long term. So that's just what I wanted to put out there if you guys care. But yeah, let's see. Is euro initiating? Euro keeps rejecting. That's pretty bearish. 5-minute break. This is what I'm waiting for on gold. I'm not gonna take a limit entry because I want a high R. So if we get it, we get it. I don't like trading along 3 displacements. Basically, I don't want to see a retracement. We see that AU is probably gonna work again. It's probably gonna work, but it's just dog shit, bro. It's just dog shit. The only way of really taking this trade is if we see this 1 minute. If we see this 1 minute get retested and then we see a strong break lower, that's my only way. I don't like this. I'm not gonna force any trades because forcing trades, what it will do is only push you more away from profitability, more away from your goals. When you force trades, you actually get further away from profitability. That's kind of how I rewired my brain to think, right? This is a forced trade, which means it's very likely if I take it, it's gonna lose and it's gonna push me away from what I want, which is profitability. So the only thing I'm gonna wait is what I like here. So I do like how gold is breaking, but I do want to see the retracement still. So I'm gonna go take a 5-minute break. I'm gonna let price develop. This it looks a bit better right now, but yeah, it looks slightly better like this, but I don't like this. It looks forced. Oh, depends on how we break. I might consider taking the entry here. It was a bit choppy around here, but yeah, if we reject like this, hell nah, I'm not taking this shit, bro. Like, come on, bro. This could have been a good risk entry. Stop loss is too big. That's why I wouldn't take this. If we break right now, we break, and it is what it is. But I'm still gonna wait on my idea. I'm still, it depends. Gold doesn't retrace that much, so yeah, definitely this is a forced trade. So realistically, we're watching on gold on that retracement. Now we only need that retracement part. See, we already got the move lower. We only need the retracement. So I'm gonna watch gold. I do like gold here, so I'm gonna take a 5-minute break and be back in 5 minutes. Sure. let's see. I'm back. Gold, pretty good. We're retracing, but I do want to see a deeper retracement. Why I want to see a deeper retracement? Because I want to save for stop loss, right? If we break right now, we can take it, but our stop loss is very, very unsafe here. Very unsafe. That's the problem, right? Which can be pretty unlucky. I don't know if I want to take this. That's why I'm kind of thinking about right now. His inverse looks good. It's pretty clear that we're gonna go lower at this point, but it's maybe gonna be a lower risk trade. I think it's just better to stay on the bench here. Yeah, and the entry kind of gets rejected, so it's just better off to stay on the bench. AU did kind of what I wanted. They come into here, so from here for me to take the trade, this is the lower high that we're gonna go for. I need to see some strong displacement lower, otherwise, yeah. And this entry got rejected anyways, this gold entry, so it's more likely we still come higher. I would like to see at least equilibrium here, so I can get a safer stop loss and way bigger R, right? Safer stop loss, way bigger R to take our idea. But I don't know, kind of looks like it's gonna hold in a sense, but we gotta see. Boom, 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 boom. We either get what I want or not trade at all. Yeah, very short-lived idea here on Euro. We sweep this high, we had a really good mitigation here, and now we're already rejecting. It's just risky to trade here. I would want to see at least equilibrium prices, see how high equilibrium prices are in this range. Just too risky. Hey, how long you been trading? 3 years, bro. 3 years. How long you be trading? You? So I don't like this. So you see, it's nice that it's rejecting, but yeah, see that movement lower. And we have these, which is a good potential buy sell equity sweep. So yeah, we're just being patient. CAU just keeps rejecting. Imagine if I would have taken that entry. Remember what I said earlier, that this is how a forced entry looks like. Even if we inverse, it's just very forced because we lack momentum, and now we would have gotten stopped out just because we force a trade or what? Because we want to be in a trade, but come on. I've done this mistake a lot of times, so I'm not doing it again, taking forced entries. We might come sweep this buy side again. It means Euro will break, but yeah, still need structure. I like how this buy side liquidity is kind of setting up here on gold. What we gotta be slightly careful at is gonna be this low here, because this low took liquidity previously, and these are usually lows that don't take liquidity. I'm trading long at the moment. I don't trade want to get started to start watching a lot of videos. Okay, bro, that's good. So you're just getting started. I'm holding. What do you say? Long at the moment. What, on gold or what pair you holding longs? If you wanna get started, bro, this is the concepts I would recommend. So let me think a bit what concepts you should learn. Probably you should run market structure first. I'm gonna give you this. If you want to follow the structure, follow it, but this is what I would recommend for you to start. Market structure first, premium and discount, liquidity, FVGs plus inverses, and sessions. This is what I recommend. This is what I use most of the time, so this is what I recommend you to use if you want to get started. AUD USD. Okay, AUD USD longs. Yeah, but for me it's just like, look at higher time frame. For me, higher time frame is very bearish here. Buy sell liquidity rate into a 4-hour inverse, then we had a 4-hour inverse equal lows. It's just, for me, higher time frame at least, it looks too bearish. And we have Asian lows staying intact here with the equal lows. Why did you buy here over this 50-minute? Oh yeah, that would make slight sense of this 50-minute to be buying, but very slow. So these, maybe you may screenshot this and yeah, try and use these. This is what I would recommend for you. Let's place an alert here, but probably already reaching into it. So I'm trying to understand how you bought here. Did you buy on the 1 minute, or how did you buy? Because also I bought on a demo here. I took this buy from here to here. I would have taken this buy if we would have swept Asian lows, but other than that, too risky. Yeah, let's see DXY here. For gold to be bearish, DXY needs to be bullish, which I don't know. I would still see this high swept here, but it's weird. Okay, I do like when I'm looking at a 5 minute here. I do like how AU is looking. If we support a good break lower, I'm down to take this. I just gotta be slightly careful at these highs here. It's not such a strong rate on liquidity. We have this 50 minute. Would I care about this? Realistically, let me see. I mean, not really. This displacement looks good for me. This displacement looks really good, so I'm probably gonna take this. I think we gotta be careful at is that buy sell liquidity that we have on the highs, but I will be fine on this. Oops, placing it a bit lower because of spread. Advanced option, let's set a stop loss above the high, but I don't know if we're gonna retrace this deep, but I'm gonna go like $4. That's my idea. It's doing what I want. This is what I said I want. Did you go long? I didn't. This was a demo. This was a demo for me. My main idea is being bearish because of higher time frame being extremely strong, and at least this Asian low staying intact is just very strong for me. Let's see how we behave. I don't really think we're gonna come this deep to mitigate, so I want to see how the next candle really behaves. But it did what I wanted. I say, okay, this entry looks forced, but if we come in this 1 minute FVG and then start breaking lower, I'm taking this. This is what makes me slightly iffy about the trade, this buy sell liquidity, but since it's formed in the 50 minute PI, I would be still pretty much chilling on the idea. Yeah, I think this gap is gonna hold. That's why I said I don't think price is gonna retrace that deep though. So depending on how we close, I want to see still kind of strong close below these lows to trail my entry in a sense. See gold in a second. Okay, gold already broke, but we ain't taking that shit. Yeah, this is good. This is a very good displacement. I hella taking this shit, but I wouldn't trail it this much, right? It just looks like it's gonna displace, because already I get pre-limited are only like a 1 point something. But yeah, this is my idea. So I'm gonna place it invalid distance. Okay, what is that? I keep getting this error a lot of times, bruh. Please don't tell me my platform fucked me again with that error on see, I would have already been in the trade, bruh. Like, come on, bruh. I'm waiting for a bit more. Okay, I'm probably gonna short here, but we're gonna get so fucking badly filled. Oh my god, and I pressed it so late. It's all good though, bro. It's so sad, but this platform always has that error where it says invalid distance or some shit, bro. Like, come on, my limit order was here though, and now I got really garbage fill. But it's all good though. It's unlucky, bro. Like, this platform has these issues, bro. Like, come on, bro. Yeah, this would have been the entry, but somehow I got an error by my platform, so unlucky. But this would have been the entry. Now I got filled like around here, which is kind of shit, but what can we do? On the trading view, it doesn't even look like it, but on my broker we had a really good mitigation here on this gap. This was my intended entry. Sadly, the broker is shit. Sometimes has this invalid distance. What the fuck even is that, bro? What do you mean invalid distance? Gangi, what is that? Because the distance was, I'm pretty sure, was valid. But yeah, this is not a great rejection of the 50 minute. We have that 50 minute AVGs. Yeah, not great, but we're still chilling. I will still say we're chilling, but it kind of sucks. Look how bad it filled us, bro. This broker, sometimes I fucking hate it. Instead of a 1 hour, we get like, fuck this, bro. Instead we get like a 0.7. What is this? This broker really been fucking with you sometimes. We have this, which is why price is reacting, so we just gotta be careful. This is how bad it filled me, bruh. Pre-garbage fill, but it's all good though. I'll probably trail my stop loss above this. Since we got filled so bad, I will trail it here. But yeah, you would have gotten way better art, but we just gotta take what the broker gave to us right now. I would still say considering the intent we got, we should probably just hold lower. Then my TP is gonna be overall this area, this 50-minute VG. But I do want to see us close below this 50-minute because we kind of are rejecting a bit, which is not a great sign. I wouldn't really say it invalidates the trade. I would just say it's kind of temporary friction in a sense. But it's unlucky, bro. Like, I don't know why this broker does some shit like this sometimes. Because it would have been a way different profit. Even if we hit TP, it would have been a way different profit if we would have gotten filled here where I wanted to get filled. But invalid distance. Okay, but it would invalid distance. What does she mean, bruh? What does that shit mean, bruh? Yeah, gold broke, but let me remove the executions here. Gold broke, but I still like us. Oh shit, look at euro. God damn. And god damn. Let's see this get broken. That's what I want to see next. Let me do this so I can see chat as well. Oops, I moved my trading view, my bad. Yeah, that's good. Okay, we're getting some momentum. That's good. Asian lows is generally my target, but oh my god, I'm so annoyed that the broker fucked me here, bro. I would have made so much more money on this trade if I wouldn't have gotten filled by the broker like garbage. That's so annoying, but what can you do? The brokers be doing iffy stuff sometimes. Iffy stuff. I mean, Asian lows should be easy target at this point. Still not really worried. I don't want to see us close below this 1 minute, but still pretty sure it's gonna reach so easily onto these lows. I think we're reaching even more towards the slow resistance. That's why I'm pretty much down to leave it run a bit more this trading. But I'm annoyed that I got filled badly. But what can you do? At this point, what can you do? Sometimes this is what brokers be doing, shit like this. Maybe we get a retest and we get a way better fill, but yeah, it's annoying. Even if I should have probably marketed it a bit easier. I hesitated for 1 second, and that second ended up kind of fucking me in a sense. I see the retest of the 50-minute. I actually would want to see a retest here and get another re-entry here for us to get proper R, bro, because this shit, goddamn, it's very bad R. The broker really fucked me. How can you even get an error in fucking limit execution, bro? What do you mean invalid distance? What does shit mean, bro? I want to see the retest actually. I do want to see us retrace here. I want to see the retest because I might get a better opportunity to get a proper fill instead of this dog shit fill that I got around here, which is like garbage. Even, yeah, or stop loss is trail here, but instead of us getting a fucking 2.5 R because of the broker, we got a 1.1, which is dog shit. But we gotta take what is right now, so we gotta be fine with this, because being annoyed doesn't really help, but it is annoying. Because then we would have gotten fucking wicked, because this was where I placed my limit order, this right here. And look, then I had to mark it after price left, and it filled me here. Because the broker, oh my god, invalid distance. The fuck is you mean invalid distance, bro? What is that even supposed to mean? We have this small gap here, but I still like us if we retrace here on gold. So I'm still looking at that euro ended up fucking melting. Jesus Christ, of that 50-minute VG, and AU should follow though easily. This is main TP. This is what I would have taken my main TP, but now since, yeah, not great profit, we will see. Okay, goddamn. I would still be confident in us reaching even towards this a bit more. So generally, I would say this low should be our target, but we gotta see how we behave on Asian lows, right? For now, we're looking good, but it really chopped our profits, bro. We would have been $10 in profit here instead of 2. That's a big fucking difference, even for a small account like this. But what can you do? You gotta stop being mad and just accept that sometimes this shit happen. And Euro fucking melted, Jesus Christ. I would have expected AU to melt this much because AU is the weakest, the strongest, the weakest higher time frame, and so on and so forth. But what can you do? There's still a very shallow run on liquidity, so I would still expect us to do a little bit deeper. Even if we're getting this rejection, I would still expect us to go a bit deeper. If we don't, it is what it is, but I still expect us to be stronger into these lows here. This would have been my main target, but I don't know if we would have gotten tapped by spread. We have this 1 minute inverse here, which is what I want to see get respected. Yeah, we are respecting pretty nicely. Let me see. Boom, boom. So this should hold lower into stronger draw on liquidity on these lows here. But it really chopped our profits. Fuck. But we gotta see. Let me move this to my second monitor because yeah, for my shorts it really fucks my kind of time lapse in a sense. Me just keeping alt tabbing to my broker page in a sense. We keep reacting a bit here, but I wouldn't really be worried. This is still very nice liquidity. We might retrace to that. Where is that 50-minute inverse, which is this one right here? It's our 50-minute inverse. If we retrace, I'm down to scaling in even more. Or we might just hold this 1 minute lower from here and just dwell into these Asian lows a bit stronger. This is even more liquidity now generated here, so that's even more reason to be drawn lower at this point. Let's see gold. Gold is kind of starting to retrace, so we're gonna see. Maybe we get an opportunity on gold as well. Normally I would have been out here. I still think we're gonna reach lower though. My drawn liquidity generally is overall filling this gap, and overall these lows higher time frame we're definitely reaching here. But probably around here I'm gonna close. I don't need to overextend in a sense. But I do want to see a stronger kind of close below the lows. This is a good start. See, we end up holding that 1 minute inverse. I want to see how long does it melt in a sense. Because generally this low is my target. Very low resistance. Honestly, behavior here is very important on the next couple of candles. Whether we determine whether we hold Asian lows or we continue lower, behavior is really important in the next few candles here. Yeah, how we behave to this gap, how we okay, where it look like we're melting. We're probably gonna reach into this. This is probably where I'm just gonna close. But we're gonna see. What I do like is this. This is very low resistance to me. Midnight price action, when we have something like this, is very low resistance, and it's usually where price draws towards. Oh my god, I would have been probably like $15 instead of 4s here if the broker didn't fuck my limit order. But we gotta accept reality at this point and take it out how it is, right? Oh shit, god damn, what are we doing, bruh? Oh my god, what are we doing? And I'm still in it. I didn't close. God damn. Probably the next few minutes I'm gonna close. I don't really want to overextend in a sense. We're around like $6-7, but I still want to write. I want to read behavior here. Oh shit, we just keep melting, bro. And I'm still in this. This is the benefit of sometimes not having a take profit, but I'm confident in higher time right here. We reached that I'm probably gonna close soon here because we reached my take profit. I want to see if we can reach back into this low. This is where I should have closed, but I don't want to really overdo it. I think I'm gonna trail my stop loss here, but I do want to see us come back one more time and then I can fully maybe close. If we can do that, I'm really helpful. I'm really how would I say, satisfied. If you can get like into this low once again and then I can close, it will be great here. Are we gonna close here? I closed right here at 3, in theory 3.4, but we got like how much? $6. Bro, we would have been like $15 if, okay, I might be closed early, but it's all good. I'm satisfied with a trade here. Yeah, this was where my intended entry was, but realistically we got filled like a 2R, not even 2R. Yeah, I should have been patient a bit more, but I'm satisfied with the outcome of the trade. Yeah, we're bullish. That's good. Could have probably left it run more, but for me this is my target. It's a bit highly resistant, so this was my target for the trade idea. Hard time frame is strong, but yeah, this was the trade for today. I'm probably gonna end the stream here. It's really annoying that the broker really fucked me on this trade, bro, because look, I'm gonna explain this one last time. My limit order was here on this gap. I put a limit order and I got some sort of fucking error saying that invalid distance. Then I had to mark it after this candle formed around here, which really fucked my eye. Really fucked my eye. So basically I got fucking scammed by the broker. I got filled here instead of getting filled here, which is a very huge difference in scalping. Instead of a 3.5 you get a 1.8. But I'm gonna take it a dub for the day and I'm gonna be satisfied with it. And this is pretty much gonna be it for today. We're gonna see maybe gold, but I'm satisfied with the outcome. Maybe you could have left it more, but for me, I think we're chilling. We have this this gap here. This was my targets, and yeah, reached a pretty high resistance area. I closed slightly early here, but overall it's all good though. We still got our 2R. Sadly, our broker fucked us, but what can you do? We gotta accept that this sometimes happens. I think why that invalid distance error comes up on my broker is when spread. So I don't even remember exactly where I tried placing the order. I think we were like here maybe, and spread was too big in a sense where I couldn't place the limit order. I'm not sure what that error was, but yeah, still a W trade. That's enough for me for London, right? That's enough for me. We took a dubs. And it is what it is. I was really confident in higher time frame on this trade, but sadly we got shitty filled. It is what it is, right? We still secured. This was my idea. I played to the T towards exactly my level, and then we see we're reacting off that level, which is, yeah, good TP here. Should have had my take profit though here instead of me closing manually around here. I would have gotten another like 0 something. But yeah, still W day for me. Today I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to stream New York, because I'm gonna have a lot of events coming up this week. I'm gonna have my cousin's wedding, so I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to really stream New York, but this is definitely enough for me London today. I'm probably gonna get to journaling this real quick just because I want to get it out of the way. I'm gonna make my reel, I'm gonna make my short, and yeah, that's gonna be it, right? We don't need to be taking any other trade. And look, my close was really good here, really good. It should have been here, but the idea really matters. And that's it. Why did I take this trade? Let's ask ourselves. Because higher time frame being extremely fucking strong here, extremely strong on being bearish. That's why I took this trade. So we had 4-hour gap. No, we had buy side liquidity rate. into 4-hour inverse, into again 4-hour inverse. So we had very strong confluence on us reaching lower, and I traded off this 4-hour inversion. Hourly, we didn't have much. We more like looked at 50-minute here. We looked at this really strong rate on liquidity on the highs, and we traded off a 50-minute POI. Right, we traded off a 50-minute POI, strong buy sell liquidity rate, and wait 1 second, and 15-minute gap to trade off of. That's simple. Right, in our entry, sadly, I'm gonna have to use my broker here for my entry. Was intended to be on this wick, but we didn't get it. So, yeah, I think I don't even know how can I avoid these errors from the brokers. 1 second, let me make this smaller. This was my intended entry. Where's my notion? Okay, intended entry. Intended entry, but realistically got filled at around way lower. Had to market after, which really fucked my R, but we gotta take what we gotta take. We could have lost for the day, so still a W, but got some shitty error from my broker and had to market right after, which really fucked R. Yeah, and take profit was basically on this very highly resistant area, these very strong lows here. Take profit also, I need to boom do this. Take profit was on this highly resistant area, these lows, and that's it. See, that's why we're reacting, because it's too much resistance here. That's why we don't want to overdo our take profit. We don't really have a strong, this is just a lot of resistance, so we want to take our profit away when we are on that resistance. Maybe could have scaled in here actually. Yeah, could have definitely scaled in here. So let me go psychology good, no problems, very strong high time frame. What did I do right? Just idea, really patient. I was patient because I was waiting for this lower high to form, so I'm gonna actually note this as well. So first entry lower was really choppy, right here. So first entry lower was really choppy, and I said, okay, I'm waiting for price to retrace to this 1 minute, then start breaking lower, and that's when I'm gonna take my trade. So patient here to wait for a proper entry. First move lower was forced, decided to wait for more structure, wait for that lower high to form and start breaking lower. Hesitated a bit on market execution, which really fucked my RR. I had a moment where I hesitated a bit. Let me see where we was here. I hesitated a bit, and then when I market executed, we feel like here, and that hesitation really ended up making the difference. So that thought for 1 second ended up fucking the R. So I could have also scaled in here on this 1 minute gap, I'm pretty sure. So I could have scaled here on the B test, and on us leaving basically the 50-minute, this could have been a decent scaling, but I just didn't think about scaling, and I was too focused on being mad at the broker to be honest. I was too mad at the broker. So this could have been a very good scaling here on the leave, on the complete inversion of that 50-minute. Good scaling, good potential scaling here off that 50-minute inversion getting validated. In this case, it was interesting because I didn't really care about us trading into a 50-minute VG, because I just had too much conviction in this trade that is gonna work. So also I'm gonna note this here. It's a risky play, it's an exception. Usually you do want to wait for that 50-minute to get inversed, but in this case just was an exception. I traded against a 50-minute gap, but conviction was really high in high time frames, so I didn't really care about it. Good exception, just don't get into the habit of doing it, right? Because this sometimes gets into my mind. If I make an exception on how I did today, then the next trades I think, oh, I should make this exception as well, but it's not like that. Trending Asia date, we were today, what are we, August 18, oops, August 18 days, Monday, duration probably like 15 minutes at most. 12 minutes, come on bro, 12 minutes. Just think of, this is why I really love fucking scalping, because we just made a 2 hour in 12 minutes, and if we would have had the proper feel, this would have been a 3 hour, bro. In 12 fucking minutes, it's a lot. Entry, what was our entry? Kind of like a lower high, it was just a simple gap in this case. Entry was 1050. Our intended R was definitely way higher. We got like a 1.8 actually, 1.8. Realistic was a 3.5, but yeah. So when risk, I don't know how much I'm risking. Intuitively, I really like this. Confluences, we had 4 hour to 4 hour, we had really strong. This was inverse to inverse, I'm pretty sure. Inverse to inverse idea was a continuation. Mistake, hesitated. To be honest, I hesitated for 1 fucking second, and it ended up really fucking my R on this trade. Yes, the broker fucked me, but yeah, we need to think fast and scalping. Non-performance, I would call 9.5 performance. So I would actually go over this in psychology. Where's my psychology part? Was too blocked on the broker fucking me, and because of that I missed a scaling, and I hesitated a bit on executing, which I kind of ended up being punished for it. So when next time this happens, just don't get set up on that broker fucking, in a sense. But yeah, still a W day for me. This was like legitimately London. How much did we make on this? Let me see. Let me double check. We made like $6, which is still completely fine. It's fine. On a normal trade, I would risk like $3, but I wanted to risk way more on this. I wanted to risk 5 or 6 because I was so highly convicted on high time frame. But we gotta take whatever the market gave us here, and that's where's the trade for today. I was looking at gold as well. We had this really good gap here when I know we kind of will live and target this low, but I still wanted to see a bigger sweep here. So I'm still down. I'm still done for the day, in a sense, done for London. I'm probably gonna trade New York, but I don't know if today I'm gonna be able to stream New York, because again I have some events coming up and I'm not gonna be able to be at the PC. But yeah, still W trade. Let me check if I filled all my data. Yeah, that was it. Sadly, broker fucked us with that. Oh, invalid distance, you cannot place your limit order, and he ended up fucking us. But it's still all good, right? We still ended up securing a profit, a normal take profit, I would say, a 2 hour normal take profit. So still a W for me. Why I was so confident in this trade was because of higher time frame, as I explained before, and because drawn liquidity was so solid here on Asian lows, because we had these really nice equal lows here. So thank you for being here. I'm gonna see you, I don't know when, I don't know if I'm gonna see you in New York, but most likely tomorrow, and the day after we're gonna be able to fully be here. So thank you for being present.